Hey guys, this here is a 2007 Chevy Uplander. It was the LT model, and we're going to do the front brakes on it and try to make it as quick as we can. Short video anyway. Couple things. The person we got the brakes from, I use these guys a lot. It's Detroit axle. Everything's made in the USA. They're in Detroit, Michigan. I'll show you the price I got from our local Advance. These guys, I'm not knocking them, they carry good parts. It's a name brand, Wagner. You can see where they're $44.99 for the ceramic disc brakes, which is now, this is what I paid for. I've used these guys for I think 4 years now. I don't know if you can see it on there. I got a lot of reflection from the sun, but the fronts were $23.70, the rear was $26.03. I don't know if that's showing up on there or not. I can't see. I got a lot of glare. And these are full, ceramic pads. They have the come with the break-in on them, come with the new metal grease, and they did come with I don't have it out here, but they came with a can of, or a bottle of brake fluid, .3. And they also came with a can of brake cleaner. Oh, here we go. Those I already had loose. And here's another good one for you. Make sure you're using the right socket. This one is definitely not for an impact, which I should have known better than to use that. Which I've used it for, I've used it before on the impact, but this is where safety glasses come into play. Thankfully it didn't come completely apart. I hate to caught that in the face, but so make sure you're wearing safety glasses, using your proper tools, and let me get this sucker off here. This isn't bad to do if you've never done them. It's just a little hard to do it one-handed. Just get her loose. I was hoping it'd come right loose, but guess not. There she comes. A lot of pressure on it. A Detroit axle. I've had really good luck with them, and they always have a really good warranty, and they totally back their warranty up. I've used it before. I think it was on a tie rod. It's an old Nissan I had. If you've seen some of my videos, this is a raggedy old Nissan we bought just to pound around in the woods and have some fun with. I actually bought a full steering kit off of them for it, and it had one of the outer tie rods in the kit. Hang on a second. One of the tie rods in the kit didn't fit it, so get off there. They fully replaced it, not a problem. Shipped it straight out. And that was that. So they've always backed everything up. Wish it being a bear. Usually pop right off. But I just wanted to mention them to you because they do carry a good quality part. They come in handy if you're doing a job that on your vehicle that if you don't have to have the parts immediately, if you can wait. Ah, dang it! If you can wait, a couple days for the parts, they ship. It usually takes. I know with mine, of course, I'm just a state away from them, so I usually have it within 2 days. They don't charge for shipping, and they've got awesome customer service. And that's what I'm saying. As far as warranties, the hub bearings I bought for our Trailblazer, they carried 10-year, I think is what it was, 10-year warranty on them. Now, where ain't that coming out? That's a little hard to do one-handed. But Alright, Alright, we'll rest this for a minute and we'll be right back. Alright, so we had the metal on the back of the brake pad. It's bent right there. Catching the caliper, making it a bear to come off. We got it. The back one on, you can see difference in the thickness compared to the new one from Detroit Axle. These ones were actually did get these from Advance. We changed them last time, which of course has been a lot of miles ago. But let's see. This, in case anybody doesn't know what it is the caliper tool. You just throw your old brake pad in there. You do is you use that. You turn it. Get her going here. Get my finger out of the way. And I don't know if I'll be able to do this one-handed, but you just crank it. As you turn it, it compresses the caliper for you. I always turn them slow. As it does is it pushes the fluid back through the line. I know a lot of people, when they do these, they'll crack the bleeder loose and push it back. It'll get, which is actually a good thing to do, I guess, is it pumps any of the old fluid that's in the reservoir. It'll blow it out. But I don't have anything out here with me to catch the fluid, and I don't want it to go all over the ground. So we're just going to do it this way. It's not that bad to do if you're not trying to film it. I mean, it kind of makes it a bear one-handed, but if you got both hands to use, they'll back right in. Now if you got one that's a dual piston, it can be a little tougher. It still works. You just got to go from, I know with all the ones I've done, I had to go from one piston, crank it in a little bit, go to the other piston, crank it in a little bit. But it works just fine. Just get her all the way back in as far as she'll go, which we are about there. Yep, that's it as far as this tool is going to take it. So just back it off, slide it out. Harbor Freight and brake tools are fairly cheap, and of course I got the new one on that side. And let's see, get out here and see if we can con her into going in easy. I hope. Right in just like it should. So it takes care of both new ones. Now getting this caliper on one-handed might be a trick. We put the new metal tabs in. I mean, so their kits come with everything except for, minus the new bolts, but it's all good. Alright, so it should, anyway, I'll be able to do this one-handed, but it should just drop straight on after you compress that piston. You drop in, put your bolts in, and give me a second here and I'll get this caliper on. Alright, I got her on there. Apparently I didn't have the caliper compressed all the way. Got it on, got the bolts in. The bolts are 15 millimeter. I can't remember what the torque spec is on them. You can look online, but I've always just made them nice and tight. You don't want to overdo it, twist them off. And you can always, if you have to, you can buy a new bracket. I do know some companies, probably why you can get it from these guys cheaper is part of it. I know on our Trailblazer, that big Avalanche, I had a 04 3/4 ton Avalanche in it with it, and those ones, when you bought them, I think it was Pep Boys bought it, and it came with the new brackets. I'm sorry, that was with the caliper. And the caliper, when you get the caliper, it comes with the new brackets, not the pads. But if you buy the caliper from them, you get the new bracket. So I know they do sell the bracket separate if you have issues with it. But I've never had a problem with them. I'm sure people have. You just got to be careful not to over tighten it, strip them out, or snap one off. Just extra money you don't need to spend. And that about wraps her up. And the brakes are really easy, especially the back if you have. Thankfully this one has rear disc on it, so the back will be the same way. And that's all there is to it. I think the back ones are just the pad's just a little bit smaller than the front. The majority of your stopping power is on the front wheels. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much wraps it up for it. So all it is you got 2 bolts, hold it on, 15mm, back them out, compress your piston, and throw your new pads on, your new hardware. And if you get a chance, it's worth it. Give these guys, I can't tell what I'm looking at, there's so much glare, Detroit axle. If you get a chance, give them a shot. They got really, really good prices. And if, oh, the sun's killing me. Let me see if I can pick it up on the paper here, right there. That code right there, currently they're offering, if you go through Facebook to order your parts, you put that code in, you can get a discount. I always go through, when I buy off of them, I just go through eBay and use PayPal. And that pretty much wraps it up for this. The back, since it's disc, the back will be the same way. You just got your 2 bolts. Get your caliper off, take your old ones off, compress it, put them back on. Nothing to it. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody out if possible. If you get a chance, give Detroit Axle a shot. Thank you. Alright guys, now we're on to the back. This one is a little different. I forgot to mention it in the other part of the video for the front, how the front you can use a C-clamp or the caliper compressor on. I forgot to mention the rear, you actually don't. The pads go on the same way. Yeah, replace the old metal pieces, put the new ones in, pop your new pads on. I know with ours, the only way the pad with the wear indicator on it, the metal prong, it goes on the inside of the rotor. It's the only way it'll fit because of the design of the bracket. Now the caliper, you cannot use a C-clamp on these. These are the screw-in type. And those I did forget about until I just took it apart. And the way you can do these if you don't have the tool, which I don't know if I can show you. I have a pair of channel locks. That's how I had to do this one because I didn't have it with me. You got to be careful because of the boot here that goes around it. You do not want to pinch that and put a hole in it. But you can take a pair of channel locks. I don't know if I can get on there with the camera, but put it on there flat, push down. You want to turn it. You can see it turning. You got to turn it counterclockwise for it to tighten up. Reason for that is because of the e-brake system. Now some of the other ones, they have it where on the back, and in a couple of the trucks we had the back, everything was designed. This one might be, no, this one is different. Yeah, so it was designed to where it's set actually inside the rotor and make you think of a brake drum on the inside. It would just expand out. You know, it just pop out and then grab a hold of it from the inside. But this one's totally different. And so I'm saying, so if you do not have the tool that fits that, you can use. Some of them's easy to turn, some of them aren't. The tool I do not have for this. So you can sometimes you can get a pair of pliers in there and in these grooves, you know, one on each side, and spin them that way. This one's pretty stiff, so I had to use the channel locks. You push the boot down with the channel locks and then grip it and turn it to keep from ripping that boot out. And once you get it turned down, it'll pop right on. The bolts to hold it on are 14mm, and you have the tabs here, how they're grooved, or not grooved, they're flat on each side and then rounded. So they said a certain, you got to make sure you got them in there right when you go to put the caliper on. Other than that, it's a done deal. So Get this side put back together, and those are fairly easy to turn. You just want to be careful you don't rip that boot when you're doing it. And I think that will probably be it. We'll get it back together, and that's the most cautious part for the back. You don't want to rip that boot, and like I was saying, unless you have that tool for that, then it's, you know, no big issue for you. But for me, I do not have it, so I had to use the channel locks, but it works. Thanks for watching, guys. I just figured I'd mention that because I think I said in the other video that you've done the back the same as the front. In this case, that's not accurate, so I don't want somebody to screw something up. With these, you cannot compress. They do screw in and move out with the brakes. All right, thank you.